My name is Schoppen and I'm founder and CEO of Infracommerce. I'm originally German. I'm in Brazil since 2010, so about 13 years. I studied in bachelor and in master business administration, and my specialization in the master's program was international management and corporate finance. And today I'm working in a technology and e-commerce company as an entrepreneur and as the CEO, as the executive. I went to high school in Germany, most of my life in a small city near Frankfurt. I did something that was not so common at the time, and I think still today is not common. When I was 16 years old, I spent 1 year in a boarding school in England, which I recommend highly. It was a really good experience at young age to be away from the family and learn to be independent. After high school, I did business administration in university, and after that I did a Masters of Science in Paris, Oxford and Berlin. And my specializations were international management and corporate finance. After university, I joined a strategic consultancy company called the Boston Consulting Group, where I spent a few years there. And then I joined as CTO, COO in e-commerce startup in Berlin that's called Brands for Friends. And from then, via an investment fund who had invested in Brazil, where I spent a few months, I ended up in Brazil because this fund had invested in Brazil, and I, as part of this fund, decided to help in the management locally here. Fell in love with Brazil, and a few years later I founded my own company, Infracommerce, which is today stock listed on the Brazilian Stock Exchange, and we are present in 9 countries in Latin America, and we have about 4,000 employees. It's very hard to say which courses you specifically take that really make a difference in your career. The fact is that if you study business administration, you learn a bit about everything. You learn about the financials, you learn about HR, you learn about production. So it's a very broad study. So for me that was very helpful. But the funny thing is, if you would ask me what are the things that I remember today, which in several occasions made a difference, it was more the programming courses I did. So I did C++, HTML and JavaScript programming courses as a hobby next to university, which after that became a huge differential in my career. I did an add-on, a statistics add-on, where I learned how to use statistical models in business environments. So for example, I calculated for laptops if the price or the features of the laptop are more relevant in the purchase decisions, and we developed statistical models for that, and that was very helpful a few years later. So I would say it's more the extracurricular stuff that you do beyond university and not the program as such. So for me, the spices on top of business administration always were very helpful. I'm a very curious person. So what I love about Infracommerce is that in this environment of e-commerce and technology, there's always something new. And I also like to work international. So I love that we have several cultures in here, several countries. And the last thing that I really love is to discuss ideas in teams and develop a solution that's creative by several people thinking out of the box. So the industry that I am in and the company that we created, it allows me to serve really those talents, which makes me really happy. So I think the dynamic environment of technology and e-commerce while I love it in one dimension, also makes it very challenging. So we take care of the platform, of the payment, of the logistics for our clients. We operate the e-commerce for medium and big size brands. So doing that, especially in a Latin American environment, is really, really hard. So in payment, you have a lot of fraud attempts. In logistics, you need to be sure to ship millions of products every month until the middle of the Amazonas, and then it rains and the truck gets stuck. So to do that with excellence, it's really, really hard. And if you think of technology and e-commerce platform, when I started, it was just desktop, then it was mobile, then it was applications, live commerce, social commerce, omni-channel. So there's always something new. So it's a very intense work. You always need to invest in the next thing. You can never be stuck in the status quo. And I love that, but you also need to be aware of that, and that's sometimes a challenge. Thanks a lot for inviting me to participate in this program. I love the initiative. I hope I could help with some of my experience for other people to have a similar track, or to at least avoid mistakes in some sort of way. It would be amazing if some of you reach out to take out further doubts. If you have any questions, the school can pass my contact if needed. Thanks, and see you soon.